watching GVTV News.
Thanks, Gloria, and I'm Randy Hansen. In today's World News headlines, Obama and Castro hold historic meeting at America's summit. Maduro challenges Obama on Venezuela sanctions. And Saudi Arabia rejects Iran ceasefire calls in Yemen. And Pakistani lawmakers reject involvement. And Hillary Clinton announces 2016 presidential bid. And UN seeks aid for displaced residents of Yarmouk. And Blackwater operatives face sentencing for Nisour massacre. DOJ prosecutors differ in charges. And hundreds mourn Walter Scott in South Carolina. And Tulsa Reserve deputy who killed unarmed man is wealthy police donor. And 10 California sheriff deputies suspended for beating caught on video. And New York City, Ramsey Orta, man who filmed Eric Garner's death, freed on bail. GVTV News is broadcast on Grass Valley Television, division of Rural Counties Television Network, whose focus is on community involvement. We also air on NCTV. But before these stories, GVTV News would like to thank one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us, GVTV News. In today's first world news story, President Obama and Cuban President Raul Castro have advanced their historical goal of resuming U.S.-Cuba ties. With the first direct meeting between leaders of the two countries in a half-century, Obama and Castro sat down Saturday at the Summit of Americas, which Cuba was attending for the first time, addressing the plenary. And Obama said his decision to scale back U.S. isolation to Cuba marks a turning point of the Americans. He said this shift in U.S. policies represents a turning point for our entire region. The fact that President Castro and I are both sitting here today marks a historic occasion, the first time in more than a half-century that all the nations of the Americas are meeting and address our future together. I think no secret President Castro, I'm sure, would agree that there will be continued to be significant differences between the two countries. We will continue to speak on behalf of universal value, and we think the importance. I'm sure President Castro will continue to speak out on issues he thinks are important. But I firmly believe that we can continue to move forward and seize the momentum in pursuit of mutual interest and better relations between the United States and Cuba will create new opportunities for cooperation across our region for the security and prosperity and health and dignity of all people. President Obama later called his meeting with Castro candid and fruitful and said the decision will come soon on Cuba's removal from the U.S. list of state-sponsored terrorism. Castro calls for respective dialogue with the U.S. in First America's Summit appearance. In his remarks, the Summit of Americas, Cuban President Raul Castro and Cuba should never have made the U.S. terrorist list in the first place. He said, "We have expressed, and I repeated it again here to President Obama, our willingness to respect the dialogues between the two states within our profound differences. I see as a positive step his recent statements that he quickly decided to remove the existence of Cuba from the list of countries that sponsor state terror, on which we should never have been included." Castro also renewed calls for the U.S. Congress to end the embargo in Cuba, which he said has harmed his country for decades. As the United States and Cuba signaled new cooperation, President Obama also heard criticism from his recent order designating Venezuela a threat to national security. White House backed off the order last week, but Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro told Obama he does not trust him. He said, "I want to believe you, but I don't trust you. I respect you, but I don't trust you, President Obama. If you're willing, we talk, but if you don't, want to talk, that's fine. It will be your legacy with Venezuela. The order, the silence, the predominance. I have said it several times, President Obama, don't let things happen as they did with George W. Bush, who supported the coup against Comandante Chavez. History should go another way. I extend my hand, President Obama, so that we can talk and resolve the issues we have to resolve between the United States of North America and Venezuela in peace. Maduro presented the summit with a petition signed by millions of Venezuelans calling for Obama to rescind the order. He later said he hopes to explore talks with the United States and relations with respect. Maduro also said it was a serious, frank meeting. We told the truth, but it was cordial. We believe that the result of the summit, supported by the handling of the 10.5 million signatures, with the support of the people, with the willingness of our peoples, we could open up the possibilities of process for talks with the United States government and explore a path to relations with respect, which is fundamental. Saudi Arabia has dismissed the Iranian calls for an end to its bombing campaign in Yemen. Last week, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani urged the ceasefire and dialogues among rival Yemeni factions. But on Sunday, Saudi Foreign Minister Saad Faisal said Iran is not in charge of, and on Friday, Pakistani lawmakers voted to reject a Saudi request to join the campaign. Former Secretary of State and First Lady Hillary Clinton has formally entered the 2016 race for the White House in a bid to become the first female U.S. president. If she wins the Democratic Party's nomination, Clinton will be the first woman presidential nominee in the party's history. We will host a debate on her. Oh, that's something somebody else wanted to do. Not me. United Nations continues to issue warnings over Yarmouk, Palestinian refugee camp invaded by the self-proclaimed Islamic State of Syria Muslim terrorists. The head of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees said the United Nations is seeking to help civilians who have managed to flee, and said today we remain very worried for the refugees and the civilians that are inside Yarmouk. We are very determined to provide assistance to those who have decided to leave the camp itself and find shelter elsewhere. We will take very seriously the needs also of Yalda and Babila, which are determined to help respond to the needs of the people who have reached there. And the 4 Blackwater operatives will be sentenced for the 2007 massacre in the Baghdad Nisour Square. Operatives were found guilty last year in charges linked to the deaths of 14 to 17 Iraqi civilians who died, and the defendant's Blackwater unit opened fire. Nisour Square is the highest profile deadly incident involving Blackwater or any private war contractor. According to the New York Times, political appointees of the Bush administration Justice Department resisted charges sought by federal prosecutors in late 2008. Prosecutors wanted to bring 2 machine gun charges, each carrying 30 years in prison, but instead only wound up bringing 1 such charge. An FBI agent involved in the investigation called the lesser charge an insult to individual victims, Iraqi people as a whole, and the American people who expected their Justice Department to act better than this. Hundreds of people gathered in North Charleston, South Carolina on Saturday for the funeral of Walter Scott, the black man fatally shot in the back by police officer Michael Slager. Carla Justice said, "It's a senseless tragedy. You know, it's something that could have been avoided. I know for a fact that cops are taught at the academy when somebody runs away from you, you do not shoot them unless somebody else's life is in jeopardy." So looking at the video, it was clearly the officer was wrong. At the same time, I lift his family up. I lift him in prayer as well as the Scotts. It's just a tragedy. Video has been released showing the Oklahoma Reserve Sheriff deputy mistakenly shooting and killing an African American with his handgun instead of his stun gun. Video shows the Oklahoma Sheriff Department showing police officers exiting their car and chasing the victim. Eric Harris, who was unarmed after officers catch up to Harris and bring him to the ground, an officer called out the words "taser" twice before firing a single fatal shot at Harris. Other officers on the scene responded to Harris's pleas for help by forcefully pinning him to the ground and telling him to shut up. When Harris says, "I'm losing my breath," an officer responds, "Your breath," or something. He said something about his breath. Harris was pronounced dead an hour later. The deputy killed Harris, Robert Bates, is a wealthy insurance executive and heavy donor of the Tulsa Police Department who gets to volunteer as a reserve. And 10 sheriff's deputies have been suspended in California after their savage beating of a man who was caught on video. A news helicopter filmed the deputies kicking and punching Francis Pusak as he lay face down in the desert after a chase. The FBI is investigating whether Pusak's civil rights were violated. And Ramsey Orta, back in the news one more time, who filmed the police chokehold death of Eric Garner in Staten Island, has been freed out from prison. Orta's supporters raised nearly $40,000 in his bail bond so he could be released from Rikers, where he was being held on drug charges. The district attorney initially demanded a bail source hearing to determine if the funds were obtained illegally, even though they were publicly raised. But Orta was released after the prosecutor backed down. Orta and his family say the police have targeted them over Orta's filming of Garner's death. And that's it for the world news today. Now another thanks to one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us. GVTV News. That's right, it's time for the police blotter. Pictures in the blotter not from these actual events, but used for visual aid only. These public records are obtained from daily logs issued from Nevada County law enforcement. Grass Valley Police Department on Friday, 7:10 a.m. A caller from 1200 block of Sutton Way reported her car window had been smashed and her purse was missing. Officers took a report. 8:17 a.m. officers responded to a report of gang-related graffiti in the bathrooms at Memorial Park. At 9:14 a.m., a caller reported a man laying down next to an electrical box on 1200 block of Sutton Way. However, officers found the man was just sitting and reading the paper. At 9:16 a.m., a caller from 1900 block of Nevada City Highway reported several people loitering and drinking alcohol behind a nearby gas station. Officers issued an open container citation. 9:23 a.m., a caller from told officers a man was stumbling around a parking lot on 300 block of Brunswick Road. At 1:28 p.m., someone reported a fight between two men in 200 block of North Church Street. 2:25 p.m., a caller reported an angry man at a payphone on the 100 block of East Main Street. The man appeared upset that the payphone had taken his change. At 5:12 p.m., a caller reported an apparently injured man stumbling around a cemetery near Bennett Street and Kidder Avenue. 5:21 p.m., someone found a jar containing a small amount of marijuana on the 600 block of South Auburn Street. At 6:44 p.m., a caller reported an intoxicated man falling off a bench at the bus stop, 100 block of East Main Street. Officers determined the man was not intoxicated. 7:44 p.m., a caller told officers there was a man walking near the 100 block of Iron Horse Place looking into cars and houses. Authorities were unable to locate the man. At 9:20 p.m., a caller reported two people smoking marijuana inside the car parked at the Mill and West Main Streets, or near them. And Saturday, 1 p.m. a.m., someone reported 4 juveniles loitering suspiciously inside a parked car on 700 block of Taylorville Road. 12:25 p.m., caller reported a man shouting and screaming to himself in front of a business on 600 block of Maltland Drive. And 4 p.m., a caller reported a woman flipping off people and throwing items at cars on the 200 block of South Auburn Street. At 8:07 p.m., a caller reported 4 young girls yelling and flipping up their skirts at passing cars near West Empire Street and South Auburn Street. Authorities were unable to locate the juveniles. At 9:33 p.m., a caller reported a group of about 10 juveniles on the grass field at Bell Hill School. Authorities were unable to locate the group. At 9:53 p.m., someone called to report a suspicious person with a flashlight behind a business on 800 block of Whispering Pines Lane. At 3:41 a.m., someone called to report back door was open to a business in 1000 block of Sutton Way. Authorities found the business was secure. In Nevada County Sheriff's Office on Friday, 10:14 a.m., a caller on 19,600 block of Perimeter Road told authorities a previous tenant at the property had left behind 2 cane swords. 1:55 p.m., someone reported a suspicious vehicle loitering around a school bus stop near Gale Lane and Banner Lava Cap Road. And 3:10 p.m., caller reported multiple vehicles parked in the red zone in front of the Union Hill School. 4:41 p.m., a caller reported 2 unfriendly dogs had turned up in her backyard on 13,600 block of Torrey Pines Drive. And 4:49 p.m., a caller reported someone threw a mattress and other items into the side of the road near Highway 49 and Newtown Road. And 5:18 p.m., someone reported about 20 kids shouting at each other behind a baseball field on 11,700 block of Ridge Road. Officers were unable to locate the group. 7:02 p.m., a caller from Pascali and Banner Quaker Hill Roads reported that a group of men had been drinking and driving in the area on Friday nights. And Saturday, 1:43 a.m., a caller reported people racing dirt bikes on Lost Lake Road. 7:35 a.m., a caller inside a house at 19,700 block of Matthew Road reported someone was staring into his window. Caller said the man eventually got into a vehicle and backed down the driveway. 8:42 a.m., someone reported a vehicle that had been parked on Scotts Flat Road near Highway 20 for the past 2 days. And 12:44 p.m., a caller reported a suspicious man talking to himself and loitering in the front of a business on the 18,800 block of Highway 20. And that's it for the Blotter today. Now, another thanks to one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us. GVTV News. In today's local news headlines, mobile dental clinic ransacked and equipment stolen. And deadline extended for the NCTV's screenplay contest. A 31-foot Winnebago outfitted for use as a mobile dental clinic was broken into and ransacked, with the burglars stealing a laptop and dental equipment ranging from forceps and drills to boxes and toothbrushes and toothpaste. The van, funded by the Sierra Family Medical Clinic, is used for the Healthy Smiles program that provides preventative dental care for students in Nevada County. The program is nonprofit and runs on a shoestring with donations. So it was devastating to the clinic staff, Dr. Kristen Valentine and dental assistant Elisa Farabee, to find the van had been burglarized Wednesday. "It's just so sad," said Valentine. "All the equipment, every piece is gone." The van is kept parked in the Salvation Army parking lot in Alta Street, had not been used for several weeks due to spring break and some scheduling issues. Valentine discovered the break-in Wednesday when she stopped by to get some paperwork and found the door had been pried open. Everything was upside down. The drawers, the cabinets were open. There was stuff all over the ground, Farabee said. Thursday, the two women are still trying to inventory the loss. They discovered that their laptop, which contains imaging software, was missing from the previously locked cabinet that had been smashed open. A sensor that takes digital x-rays worth thousands of dollars initially was thought to have been stolen as well. But late Thursday, Farabee said they found it outside under the van. The items that were reportedly stolen included drills and burrs, needles and syringes, and gloves, as well as boxes of toothbrushes and toothpaste, a large bottle of ibuprofen, and about 20 children's DVDs. It looks like they dumped the drawers and stuffed everything into bags, she said. Healthy Smiles serves schools in Nevada County and significantly a number of lower-income students. The program saw 1,900 students and logged 5,000 visits in 2009. Mobile clinic spends anywhere from 1 hour to 1 month at a school, depending on the number of children to be served. All the students in the school are eligible, and the free service includes individual toothbrushing instructions, a screening exam, and fluoride and sealant treatment. Pretty traumatizing, Farabee said of the burglary. It's just heartbreaking. Anyone who wishes to donate items to restock the van can call the clinic at 530-292-3478. Need some crowdfunding for that, maybe. Deadline for submitting scripts to NCTV Screenplay Contest has been extended until 5 p.m. April 20th. Contest is the first phase of the station's Foothill Films screenwriting to filmmaking event. Judged contest is open to local and surrounding area residents. Entry fee is $25, check or cash, per screenplay. Screenplays may be 10 pages but can be on any topic. Judges will select 10 winning screenplays that will be created into 10-minute films and shown on the big screen in early October. The winning selections will be announced in early May following a cast and crew call to put the production teams together. There's an opportunity for a local talent of many levels, including actors, producers, editors, sound and lighting techs, camera operators, to volunteer and be a part of the filmmaking process. Finished films are due to first week of September, with a red carpet premiere held in October for a big screen debut. From the first line in the screenplay to the last roll of credit on the big screen, every piece of the filmmaking process is Nevada County homegrown. All volunteer event, Foothill Films brings together an array of talent in our community, including young students aspiring to realize their dreams. Foothill Films is learning the art of making movies and the once-in-a-lifetime thrill of seeking teamwork on a silver screen. Benefit for NCTV Foothill Films is being produced by Noble One Productions. Entry forms and information about Foothill Films can be found at nevadacountytv.org. Annual screenplay contest scripts need to be submitted screenplay at nevadacountytv.org. Entry forms and payments can be dropped off at NCTV, which is located 134 East Main Street, right across from downtown City Hall in downtown Grass Valley. NCTV broadcasts on Comcast Channel 11 and Suddenlink Channel 16. Government meetings are broadcast live on Channel 17 for Comcast and Suddenlink. Education Channel airs on 18 for Comcast and Suddenlink. Programs can also be seen on the station's website at nevadacountytv.org. For more information, call Cheryl at 530-272-8862 or visit nevadacountytv.org.
Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon, I could go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby.
Grass Valley Television brings you local and world news, and we broadcast our 30-minute show 6 times a day on NCTV, Public Access, Comcast Cable, Channel 11 and 18. Also, we're on Sudden Link, Channel 16 and 18. We have 3 amazing series: Music, a 30-minute weekly show that airs 4 times a week, and Pride, Integrity, Guts, and Service, hosted by Sheriff Keith Royal and me on a bi-monthly series, plays 4 times a week. We're your community media, and if you have a business and would like to underwrite our shows, we offer almost 200 30-second spots a month on Comcast and Sudden Link. We also stream live on NevadaCountyTV.org and video on demand there, and our own websites, GVTV.org and GrassValleyTelevision.com. We also post to several Facebook pages and YouTube, Vimeo, Blip.tv, and many other sites on the web where we mirror our shows. We provide 30-second spots and a 60-second spot for you to embed on your webpage or whatever you want to do with it. For more information, you can call us 362-8889 or email grassvalleytelevision@gmail.com. We will be happy to explain how your support of us will help us support you. Grass Valley Television also does special programs in the community, and we also mention our underwriters and make sure your customers will see what you do when you're open and where you are. We thank the many businesses that already have supported us: Christopher's Deli and Catering, Station House, D. Martini's Spring Hill Pharmacy, Grass Valley